What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 89th installment of Random Model Airports. Today we're going to be doing the Akron Canton Airport. Thank you to Columbus Aviation and MSR TNA Productions for suggesting this airport. If you have any new suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. So we move from one big airport to a much smaller one, just to keep the variety going. I always like to alternate between doing larger and then smaller airports, and then try to find another medium-sized one after that. Just kind of alternate between sizes to keep things random there in the name. So this airport has seen a lot throughout its years. First opened in the mid-40s and was originally known as the Akron Canton Massillon Airport, I think is how you say that, or Massillon, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But it had all those names before. It just changed to the Akron Canton Regional Airport, and now it's just Akron Canton Airport as of today. The first airlines actually operated at another airport in the Akron area. It was the Akron Fulton International Airport, as it was known, and they moved here once this airport opened. The first permanent terminal came here in the mid-50s. It's been expanded twice, with the most recent expansion taking place in 2020. This airport used to be one of the fastest growing airports in the country, but traffic has since declined in the years that followed, as most of the airlines exited this market in favor of nearby Cleveland Hopkins Airport, which is an airport I'd love to do for the series in the future. But in recent years, though, after that, Breeze Airways has come in, Allegiant Air has entered this market, and the former has made this as one of their operating bases, which just started this summer. So very exciting times for this airport, as they will gain some of that passenger traffic back. And there are a bunch of new services that are coming as well. The first one is American Eagle. They will start service to Chicago O'Hare on October 6th, twice daily. So that will be competing with United, who flies that about 3 to 4 times every day. And then Breeze will be launching a couple of new services later this fall and into the winter. Daytona Beach begins September 3rd, Jacksonville September 4th, West Palm Beach, that will be a resumption on September 5th. Fort Lauderdale begins November 5th, and Wilmington, North Carolina will begin November 7th. So a bunch of new services there for Breeze. That is a total of 5. So I think now that puts Breeze to about a dozen or so routes out of Akron Canton, which is very exciting, as Breeze continues to find all these secondary and third-tier markets to serve, and then just try to grow out of at least a handful of them and make them some of their operating bases, which has seen some mixed results. I haven't seen much of Breeze's financial reports or anything. I don't know if hopefully they have found their way out of the red and into more profitability territory, if you will. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with this update. Swinging on down to Gate 1. There is the American Eagle CRJ 700, not from Chicago. This is actually from Charlotte. They serve this a few times every day. This service arrived in as Flight 5184, a PSA service, at 11:20 p.m. This is delayed by about 22 minutes from its 10:58 p.m. scheduled arrival. Skipping over Gate 2 and on to Gate 3 with United Express CRJ 200 in the Evo Blue colors, becoming a more widespread breed as the Unicon livery. I haven't seen many of the Unicon CRJ 200s anymore, so I think they've repainted a majority of them, at least the ones that they're going to keep anyway. I don't know when United plans to retire these CRJ 200s. But this arrived in from Chicago as Flight 5352 SkyWest service at 8:33 p.m., 16 minutes early. And then here's another United CRJ 700, but wearing the SkyWest house livery. I've seen some more photos of the SkyWest CRJ 900 house livery. I think it looks nice, especially with the longer fuselage and more space for that SkyWest livery to, present itself. So hopefully Gemini Jets releases that in the future, because I'd love to pick that one up, even though I've not seen many more photos of it yet, nor I don't think there are multiple. I think it's just the one still that has it. But this arrived in also from Chicago. This is the late service, one of the last services of the day, arriving in as Flight 5643 at 11:54 p.m. This arrived in 8 minutes late. And then Allegiant coming into play. They have quite a few services out of here as well. I've seen a good handful of services out of Akron Canton, so I'll go ahead and pull up their network here. So currently, Allegiant has Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, Orlando Sanford, Punta Gorda, Sarasota, Savannah, St. Petersburg, and then some seasonal flights to Myrtle Beach and Nashville. So some of the services that you saw there that Breeze is starting, mainly the Jacksonville and Fort Lauderdale services, they will be competing with Allegiant Air in some cases. That'll be fun to see how that performs. But as for this Allegiant MAX 8, this arrived in from St. Petersburg as Flight 2629 at 3:36 p.m., 18 minutes late. And then skipping over Gate 7 and 8, we move down to Breeze, who typically occupies just Gate 9, but I think they will use like Gate 8 or 7, depending on how many aircraft are on the ground at once, because they've been able to stagger the schedule still to where they only need one gate because there's only one aircraft on the ground, when usually if you get multiple, it's because one of the flights is delayed. So this Breeze A220, this came in from Charleston as Flight 206 at 2:58 p.m., 16 minutes early. And then moving over to another Allegiant aircraft, this A320 arriving in. Allegiant only occupies Gate 6 here. So this A320 will park there after the St. Petersburg flight gets going. This is a Nashville service arriving in as Flight 357 at 8:23 p.m., 4 minutes early. And then skipping all the way over to the other side of my makeshift diorama, we have this Northwest Airlines Saab 340 substituting for a Castle Aviation example. This ride in from Hamilton is Flight 319 at 12:02 a.m. on Saturday the 16th of August, just a couple minutes early. And also like to note that Castle Aviation, they do serve Sioux Falls on occasion as well. They do come here on an occasional basis. There's no really like regular service I've seen out of them, but every now and again I've seen Castle Aviation come in, and sometimes they'll come in or go to Canton, or they will go to I think Hamilton. I've seen flights go there as well. There's one Canadian flight that they have every so often. Mainly I've only seen it on their Cessna 208s, not so much the Saabs. They come over here. But there we go, Random Auto Airports, number 89 for this series. So still closing in. I'm going to try and get a fourth Random Auto Airport in for August, so long as my schedule works, because I only did one update in July. So I want to make up for that and get 4 in this month. So keep providing some new suggestions, and I'll keep digging through older comments because I know there's still a couple that are lurking that I have not yet done. So I will get to those as soon as I can. But as I make my transition back into college for one more year, it will certainly be a little bit difficult to get some videos done as we move forward. So I've got a majority of the Airliners Expedition content already completed. I just have like 1 or 2 more videos left that I'll need to get done before I head back up to start another year, and then we'll certainly go from there. But hopefully I'll be able to get another trip in this fall just to get some more content going, because I know you guys love it when I travel and get all that content out. So we will certainly keep moving and grooving with that, and hopefully we'll get something put together. But I can't make any promises right now, since our schedules will get very busy here, as most of us, we will be restarting college for another year. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.